Hello and welcome to the program. I'm Simisola Ajigun. The political power tussle in Rivers has taken another twist as Governor Siminalayi Fubara has sworn in new caretaker committee chairman for 23 local government areas of the state. The swearing-in ceremony was held at the Government House in Port Harcourt, the state capital, on Wednesday morning, 2 days after the governor had ordered heads of administration in the 23 local government areas to take over from the council chairman, whose 3-year tenure elapsed on Monday, June 17. The governor had earlier sent the names of new caretaker committee chairpersons for screening to the State House of Assembly, led by factional Speaker Victor Jumbo. The fresh crisis began after the Rivers Assembly passed the Local Government Amendment Bill into law. While Fubara did not assent to the bill, the lawmakers, led by Martin Amerile, vetoed it. The law empowered the Rivers State Assembly to extend the tenure of council chairpersons, their vice and councillors, where it is deemed impossible to hold elections before the end of their 3-year tenure. However, a court nullified the amended law, prompting an appeal, which the court is set to deliver a ruling on June 2024. Now let's get reactions from legal practitioner Evans Ufeli. Thank you for making time for us, sir. Now, just 2 days after Governor Fubara ordered the head of administrations to take over from chairman of the local government areas after the expiration of their 3 years, they have refused to vacate the offices. Regardless, Governor Fubara has sworn in 23 new caretaker committee chairmen. And what does this move connote, and what implications is it likely to have for the state's political landscape?
The swearing-in of caretaker committees, which all along have been the fears of the local government chairman whose office have just expired. That, swearing in by Fubara is quite wrong. It's wrong because, one, the reason they refuse to leave office is not just because of the law that they claim has been passed by the State House of Assembly of Rivers State to elongate their tenure, but the sense that Fubara was going to use a caretaker committee to displace them, even though their tenure of office had expired. Now, Fubara 2 days ago had said that, the head of the administration or the administrators in the local government should take over the duties of the local government chairman, as it were, since their tenure has expired. One had thought that it was a stopgap solution before election is conducted. But only today, we are now told that he has sworn in caretaker committee to oversee the local government. That is a very wrong move. And I don't know why the people condone this. We know that nature abhors vacuum, but at the same time, politicians must learn to be trustworthy and do what is right. Why not leave the state administrators, the administrators of the local government, whilst you come up with, a program or conduct local government election to enable them, get into that seat. You also know that the reason the federal government took the state governors to court was one because of this appointment of caretaker committee. Caretaker committee of people who have no mandate of the local government, people at the local government. Caretaker committee whom they did not vote. So the president, the governor will appoint commissioners, cross over from there, appoint caretaker committees to oversee the local government. So that is too much. And I think that it's quite disturbing. In most states, that is what they do. And that is why governors of states have made sure that they keep, sitting on local government funds, sitting on local government authorities, and dictating to local government what they must do at all times. I think this is wrong. You see, this reverse state issue is one that disturbs the mind. Today, you are talking about, you are analyzing and you are making a case for Fubara. as a sitting governor that should be given chance and opportunity to govern in the best interest of the people of Rivers. The next day, he's taking actions that are repugnant to natural justice, equity, and good conscience. It's making you, an analyst, feel like a fool. Before now, you are speaking for him. The next time, he's doing other things that will upturn everything. This was the same thing he did. He went to destroy the State House of Assembly complex. Okay? Now, we're saying that having exerted your powers, you have come out to say the administrator should hold on. You are now bringing in caretaker committees again, which will ferment more trouble in the state. Yesterday, there was a practical war, a mini war in Rivers State. Some persons lost their lives. There were shootings sporadically. The loyalists of Wike, the former local government chairman, and the people clashed yesterday. So today, they are supposed to now make an address to the people of Rivers State and say, you know what? Let's sheathe our sword. Let's maintain peace. Let's see how we can collectively move Rivers State forward. That is what I expect from him, and not to now swear in the caretaker committee immediately. But that is not to say Wike and his loyalists were right. Because if you remember in 2015, when the Supreme Court delivered a judgment against the elected local government chairman and they were removed from office, you know what Wike did? The same day they were removed from office was the same day that Wike swore in caretaker committee to fill in the local government area. Okay? So if Wike sit down somewhere or his lawyers sit down somewhere to criticize Fubara, they should cast their mind back. I don't support both situations, but they should cast their mind back to 2015 when Wike did the same thing that Fubara just did now. In fact, Wike own was the same day. Fubara own, there's a day difference. To tell you that politicians are the same. The ones you support and the ones you don't support, they are all the same. They are one family. They behave the same way. They have the same attitude. They act the same way. They are predictable. You know how they will act at all times. And this is not good for the polity because in all this, it's a tussle. It's a tussle of the power of supremacy, who's superior over the other, not about good government, about the people's welfare or the projection of the life of the average Rivers or the average person from River State. So what you have here now is a mess. I had expected the governor to come with some level of diplomacy to assuage, and quell the crisis already built. Now, what he has done this morning or today is to heighten the tension, is to make a bad situation more volatile, is to bring hostility across the stratosphere. And now that state is not safe. It's not a safe place because it's a battleground. It's supposed to be a democratic engagement, a democratic environment where the rule of law will reign supreme. But unfortunately, they have turned the state to a battlefield. It's either they have police today, they have those shooting, they have some people pulling down the statue of Wike, they have. So you've repeated and recurrent crisis every day. For how long are you going to sustain this? So where is the energy left for developing River State after all this warring? So we are in a very bad place, a very bad place as far as this case is concerned.
Now, since the case is still in court and you have just disagreed with Governor Fubara's move to swear in the 23 new caretaker committee chairmen, as a lawyer, help us understand what the governor should have done that would have been right in the eye of the law.
Well, the writing to a governor that is aware that this issue of caretaker committee is why the federal government has taken the state government to court. The governor that is aware that the fears of the now outgone local government chairman were that he was going to appoint caretaker committee. He ought to have stayed away from all that. He need not be predictable. Okay? That issue is a volatile issue. They don't have mandate. So appointing them is like you appointing commissioners. Okay, and that will not augur well, definitely. So why don't you allow the administrators, as you said, to continue while you prepare the ground for election at the local government level? That's what's supposed to be done. In so doing, you would have shown the people that you stood by your words. But now you ask some local government, some of the people, you know, the administrators to take over today, and the next day you swore in technical committees to replace the local government chairman, the outgoing local government chairman. How do you want the people to look at you? I mean, I don't really. Um, the implication of this is that it shows technically a breach of trust, political instability, lack of sensitivity, and like almost like you know playing to the gallery. That's how I see it. It's untidy. It's untidy that a leader will say something in the morning and then do another thing. It does not show any sense of commitment, any sense of respect for the rule of law or the people thereof. It just shows that nothing matters as far as politicians are concerned. They can uproot anything without being questioned. And those kind of attitude is unbecoming of the governor. You know it's wrong. So why indulging it? You know this, the central government, the federal government, the state government to court, all because of this same thing. Must you toe that line? So if I tell you our elites are all the same, the politicians are all the same, they think the same way, they act the same way, they do things the same way.
Before now, the 27 House of Assembly members had promised to resist any attempts by Governor Fubara to install caretaker members in the 23 local government areas. In fact, the House Speaker, that's Martin Zamerule, had said Fubara should not bother sending names of caretaker committees, to the House to fill vacant council positions. Is the Speaker allowed to reject the governor's list? I mean, can he brazenly flout the governor's orders?
Even if the speakers accept the list, it's still illegal. The appointment of caretaker committee is not the legal route. It's not the rule of law. It's not the procedure that is required by law to fill in the vacancy that exists at the local government level. The only route or route allowed by law is election. And they have not conducted any elections so far. So all those times that governors used to send the names of caretaker committee to the governors and all, have them appointed, have them moved into the place and all that, all the while have been illegal. Okay? Has been illegal. And that is why the Supreme Court is going to make a ruling on this very soon on the case the federal government undertook against the state. Okay? Very soon that will be cleared. So that we will now have a clean slate as to what the law is in this true sense. The Amaule fashion has said is that you should not send any list to them for approval. Okay? And he has gone ahead to do what he did today, which is like, no matter whose ox is gore, he's going to take the decision, and he has done that. He has done that, not minding how the people feel about it or what they think, which is typical of our politicians.
Now, this situation in Rivers State, as everyone knows, is nothing but power play, and we are starting to see the effects. But how bad can this tussle between Fubara and the former governor of the state, now FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, get?
Well, the implication is that the war or the warring faction would have reduced governance almost to nothing in that state, because there will be no focus, there will be no direction, there will be no planning, everything would have been disrupted by the warring faction. Okay? So where there's no peace, you cannot expect prosperity. And two work except they agree. Okay? They cannot. So if they have not agreed to do anything to come up to power and then hash development for the state, it means the state will continue to dwindle. It does not matter how much investment comes into the state. It will be blown away by insecurity and fear. Okay? And the bigger economic implication, apart from the political implication, is that it will go a long way to prevent foreign investors from coming in, foreign and native investors from coming in, because the atmosphere is hostile. And under such hostility, you don't think business, think safety. So when people are thinking of safety, safety of their properties and their, and their people, they will not want to deploy resources to that state to do any business. So by and large, from hindsight, the social political implication and economic implication of this dispute is far-reaching. It's far-reaching and may go beyond what the actors think. It may lead to so many things. I mean, if you look at the definition of treason from the law, what treason means is when you make an attempt to take over the country or to take over a part thereof, okay, by any means other than the means recognized by law, that's election. So it's treason, okay. So whichever way, the governors that came out, the local government chairman that came out yesterday to protest and say they must be allowed, their tenure must be allowed to continue. Those ones you can bring a charge of treason against them, and you will not be faulted because the law says anyone who makes an attempt to take over power, okay, or takes over power by any other means other than the one recognized by law, the country or a part thereof shall be guilty of treason. Okay? So it can be said rightly that the outgoing local government chairman who are still pushing forward for this, they can be arrested for and charged for treason. And the governor who have immunity, okay, but have refused to use his powers in the interest of the people, can also be punished when he uses his immunity. Because all these actions, the implications and factors boiling down on the situation on ground is one that will create so much dispute in the future. And I keep asking myself, how do you want the children who are growing in River State now to take this, to feel about this? Those who in 20, 25 years from now want to conduct elections would have been fed with reverse politics to mean politics is war, to mean you have to cut down on the other party. And they are watching. Okay? If governance is for the people, then we must collectively build a society where both the led and the leaders are working in cohesion such that the output of their collective engagement to be to promote the state, promote prosperity, unity, and progress. Okay? That is what is required. But that's not what we are seeing. So we call on the people of Rivers State, the warring party, the Attorney General, all the people of Rivers State to put heads together and bring a lasting solution to this problem.
Well, we'll continue this conversation after this break, Mr. Ufeli. The program will continue shortly. Do stay with us. Welcome back. We're still discussing the fresh crisis in Rivers State emanating from the 23 local government chairmen extending their stay in office. Legal expert Mr. Evans Ufeli is still my guest. Thank you for your time, sir. Now, two local government area chairmen, or chairpersons, I should say, have announced their willingness to leave office, citing the state's local government law of 2018. This is clearly contradictory to the action of the other 23 chairmen who have refused to leave office. Now, what's your take on this development?
Yes, those two lawmakers who are calling, those two chairmen of local government who are calling their colleagues to stay out of this that has expired, they are the ones who have lived by example. They are advocating for peace and advocating that the rule of law and democracy be allowed to flourish. That if a man had served his tenure of office and his tenure has expired, you should take a walk on the basis of the fact that his tenure of office has expired by a fraction of time, and it should not waste any time whatsoever. That is the right thing to do. The others are expected to embrace it so that you can have a system that is, that is proper and that responds to the ethics of democracy. But where you are forcing yourself on the people after expiration, it goes further to show that you have no integrity. You are not even fit and proper for the job in the first place. Okay, so I think that this should be taken very seriously.
Now, there have been political battles caused by godfatherism in the past, but the case in Rivers State seems unending. At this point, what factors do you think the FCT minister, that's Nyesom Wike, can consider to allow Governor Fubara govern peacefully for the benefit of the people and the state?
Well, it's for the warring parties and the opposition to consider the people and put them ahead. Put them first. If we put the people first, there are a lot of things we will not do. So many things that we'll do wrong, we will not do. But we don't put the people first. Politicians are selfish. They want to be the ones to be on the throne rather than any other thing. So, but democracy is not about you leading and being on the throne. It's about you putting the people on the throne. Okay? So that which is desirous of them. Your responsibility is to bring it to the fore. Find a way to give them the general amenities, okay, using your power to do so. So that's what is required. If you put the people ahead of anyone, which is what democracy should be, that the people be led to a place of destination and that their leaders will come after. That's leadership. But here, what you have is a bunch of selfish people with selfish interests that will tell you that in politics there is no permanent friend or permanent enemy, it's permanent interest. And I disagree. I disagree because a politician should have ideology. A politician should have a dream. A politician should have focus. Okay? And that focus should drive him to somewhere, to some place. And that place to translate to leadership. Okay? If it's not there, then it means there's nothing. We're just running around looking for money. Nobody's interested in the people. So until we get to that point where the leaders will realize that this thing is about the people, they will not stop worrying. And that is the point where they will come together to resolve their in the interest of the people and justice.
Well, in no time we'll get to know the decision of the court on the case of the Local Government Amendment Bill of the state. Mr. Evans Ufeli, thank you very much for sharing your insights and thoughts. Well, that's how much we can take on this episode of the program. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.